You'll have to stand for this one, Susie. Come on, girls. Let's have cake.
Suzanne Grayson had the most spectacular dollhouse I had ever seen. The thing I remember most was the porch that wrapped around the house. To me, this was the biggest luxury any doll or human could ever hope for. I thought if I ever had a porch that magnificent, I would never have to do another thing.
Joey, no! You have to wait for my father to open it, and he's not home yet. Don't you just lift the latch and pull it open? Don't. You have to be careful. I will be.
Each room was beautifully decorated. It had carpeting in the bedrooms, polished wood floors with little woven rugs, hand-painted wallpaper, pictures in frames, working electricity, bedspreads with sheets underneath them, a small roll of toilet tissue in the bathroom, a box of diapers in the baby's room, a baby in its cradle, books on a bookshelf, a working doorbell, dishes in the break front, canned food in the cabinets, and a pie in the oven. I think Suzanne knew why I was suddenly more interested in her, because every time I suggested we play with the dollhouse, she would postpone my delight. She'd say, okay, but...
After Manhunt. 27, 28, 29, 30.
Manhunt was extreme hide and seek. Our only limitations as to hiding places were the city limits of our small beach town. We could literally hide anywhere outside. The game took hours to complete. The first few times we played Manhunt after the dollhouse arrived, I never found Suzanne, so the game never ended and I didn't get to play with the dollhouse. I knew she had to be home when the streetlights came on, so when I gave up looking for her, I'd wait for her in the driveway.
Come back tomorrow.
And I would. Sure enough, when I returned the next day, the same rule would apply.
After Manhunt.
Finally, after about a week of never finding Suzanne, I did what any real manhunt enthusiast would never do. I started asking people if they'd seen Suzanne.
Sorry, kid.
Hey, have you guys seen Suzanne? Yeah, she's at Vicky's house. Thanks. They're playing Barbie. What? She's by the Barbie? They're playing Barbie.
Sorry,
I hated Suzanne. I realized I would never again get to play with the dollhouse. After several thoughts of me stealing the dollhouse, breaking the dollhouse, getting Mr. Grayson to like me better than stupid Suzanne so he would give me the dollhouse, I came up with a brilliant idea.
I'll get my parents to buy me a dollhouse.
I was a young girl, granted, but I understood there were financial differences between my family and the Graysons. I thought that not having as much money as the Graysons just meant we had to buy our things more slowly, bit by bit. But eventually, we all catch up.
Pray for us, but don't do this! Climbing to another deck will kill us all!
And sitting on our butts isn't going to help us either. Climbing out of here, we can save ourselves. If you got any sense, you'll come along with us. Grab a hold. On 3. 1, 2, up.
The notion of everyone catching up started the day my father dropped me off at Suzanne's in our new car.
It's financed.
asked my dad what being financed meant. He said that we paid for our car monthly, whereas the Graysons probably bought their cars outright. So with Christmas 2 months away, I thought my parents had enough time to get me a dollhouse as equally spectacular. Every day I would hint at another detail of the dollhouse, thinking they went right out and bought it.
There's a canopy bed in the daughter's room.
Every Christmas morning, my brother Bobby and I would wait in the bathroom until they were ready for us.
Maybe they're still bringing out presents or stuffing our stockings. Coffee? They're making coffee?
All right, settle down. You'll get your presents.
The house my father constructed was not the finely crafted Victorian Dream house I craved. It was a loose reconstruction of our house. It was the same muddy color as our house, presumably painted from the leftover paint that was in the shed. The roof didn't have delicate shingles. They were real, giant shingles that could also be found in the shed. The wallpaper wasn't miniature scale either. It had a gigantic flower pattern on it. The flowers were mural size compared to the doll family. The family had no food or electricity. They didn't even have a staircase. The dolls had to hop from floor to floor, which totally ruined the whole illusion of the dollhouse, I thought.
You know, your father worked really hard to make that for you.
Thank you, Daddy.
I thought we could fix it up together.
After a while, I stopped making the family members faint when they walked into their kitchen. They got used to their big flowered wallpaper.
Oh, I just love what you've done to the kitchen. Thank you. A very famous artist painted my walls. Would you care to see the rest of the house? Why, yes.